But this is the whole point. I don't want it to be an interview. I just want it to be more like a conversation.
Okay, gotcha.
Because from what I've learned, people do business with people they like, know, and trust.
Yep.
And
very true. You just want to be authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Like, I don't know. I can read somebody who's fake from 10 miles away.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people can, but there's a lot of people that can't.
Yeah.
And I don't want to conduct myself that way. And I don't really want to associate myself with people who do. So, and I don't think that you're like that. So
thank you. I appreciate
all right. So let's get into this. But thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So before we dive into mortgages and what you do for business, can you tell me a little bit about your family life and where's home and your family?
Of course, yeah. So we live in Georgetown. Moved here in 2016 from Milton. Me, my wife, and my 2 kids. My kids now are 8, turning 9, and my son he just turned 7 in the summer. And we absolutely love it here. I have no plans on leaving Georgetown.
So you won't be calling me to move your house soon?
Hopefully not. But if we do, you'll be getting the call.
Yeah,
for sure. We've established some really good relationships here in town. It's become more of a family, which is really nice. That's one of the things that I really like about Georgetown. And I talk about this with my wife almost every day. You can't go anywhere without running into somebody that you know.
My husband's always said that. He doesn't like going to the grocery store with me.
Yeah.
Because he says a 5-minute grocery store trip ends up being like an hour-long trip.
Oh,
so he's like, we'll go to the grocery store outside of town. But I'm like, I can't do that either because you got to shop local.
You have to shop local. And you always got to make sure you're dressed pretty well.
Yeah.
when you're going out.
There was one time I was at Giant Tiger in Acton and my client saw me and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what do you like most about living in our community?
Well, definitely, the relationships, running into people that you know on a day-to-day basis, the friendships, even like, business owners in town, right? Like they all want to help each other, which is really nice. Like they all have like that close knit group. And I think that's different. I think it's special. And I think it's really hard to replicate or to find that anywhere else. I think that Georgetown is special for that reason.
I feel like it's all about not me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
collective. It's us.
Yeah, it comes from a giving. Kind of what we'll talk about later on, but it comes from wanting to help other people.
Yeah.
And it's not about me first; it's about others first.
Yep.
I know we've been involved in quite a few community services things together over the years, and like we're not getting anything back from those particular ones that we're doing, but it feels good.
Absolutely it does.
Yeah.
It's rewarding. It's really rewarding.
Yeah. When you're not crunching numbers and helping clients, what are you doing to unwind or as your downtime? I actually already know this question, but I bet you these people don't. So
this is a very easy answer. Anybody that knows me knows that if I'm not in the office or with my kids and my wife, I'm on the golf course. A bad obsession.
So I know you told me not to ask this question, but I do think it's important to your story.
Sure. Yeah.
How did you get into the mortgage business?
So I got into the mortgage business very young. I was 21. I believe I was 20 or 21, maybe 20 turning 21. And the only reason why I got into the mortgage business was because my mother, she worked for a number of banks growing up. She worked for TD. She worked for National Bank and Community Trust and AGF Trust, which is now B2B Bank. And she had said, I was humming and hawing. I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. And she's like, well, why don't you become a mortgage broker? And truth be told, I didn't know what a mortgage broker was. But I said, let's give it a shot. And she's like, well, if you're going to do it, I only want you to interview with this one specific company and this one broker, because I know they're going to teach you the right way. They're very well respected. And that's the only way that she would feel comfortable if I got into the industry.
She didn't want you to be a CD mortgage broker.
Correct. Absolutely correct. So I went for the interview, met the guys, phenomenal, and we're still together going on 18 years later.
So that is who you're with still now?
Yeah.
Which is Fair Mortgage Solutions.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so I understand what a mortgage broker is, essentially, and I understand what a real estate agent is or a realtor. and that we have a brokerage that kind of oversees us. So can you explain a little bit more about your brokerage that covers your business?
Yeah. So as a broker, clients will come to me to get qualified for a mortgage. We look at their whole situation, we analyze the application in its entirety, and we kind of connect the client to the lender. So we see what the client's needs are, and we try and pair them up with a lender that's going to be able to meet their needs today, but also in the future. Additionally, beyond that, we can kind of compare other lenders' products and other lenders' rates. They're all pretty close, and they all have like their niche markets. But as a broker, if you're coming to me for various situations, whether you have credit issues, income issues, or you're a perfect in the box client, we're going to be able to recommend a specific lender and a product that's going to be a great fit for you, not only today, but also hopefully in 10, 15, 20 years from now.
Okay. I know this probably isn't ideal, but I know in my personal dealings with you, sometimes you're not necessarily the best fit for clients. And you are very honest about that and telling
Yeah.
people, I can't do any more for you than what you're already being offered or what you have.
Yep.
I really appreciate that coming from the side that I am from. And I know that my clients value that as well. And they have recommended you to other people because of that.
Yeah.
It's not just, oh, what business can I get for myself? Is you're genuinely looking out for those clients.
Yeah. I talk my clients out of working with me a lot.
Yeah, same with us. Like a lot of times we'll
Yeah.
tell you like, okay, it's not necessarily the best time for you to buy or sell a house right now for you.
Yeah.
You might want to do X, Y, and Z first.
At the end of the day, I'm of the utmost opinion that what's best for the client is best for the client, right? And that's how I've operated my business since day one, and I'm not going to change.
No.
And I've even helped clients, even though it meant nothing for me personally or for the company, but it ultimately meant a significantly lower rate with their existing lender or with somebody else. I've helped them negotiate a better, option or product or rate on their own behalf, which is nice. And I mean, that speaks volumes. And I've gotten business because of that.
Yeah.
I'm always about. I think the saying is a quick no than a long drawn out maybe. Like that's kind of how I carry myself.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be everything to everyone. If I can do it, I'm going to give you everything.
Yeah.
And if I can't, I don't. I'm going to try and get you the best alternate option.
Yeah. I like that. What is one of the most common misconceptions people have about working with a mortgage broker?
A common misconception that people have about working with a broker. A lot of people feel like it's easier to get a mortgage through a broker, or they can. I'm trying to word this differently, but a lot of the times these lenders hold us to a higher standard. So we have to.
The banks themselves hold you guys to a higher standard. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I've got to dot my T's or dot my I's and cross my T's. I've got to be a professional, and I am a residential mortgage expert, right? Whereas, like, if you're going to go into a branch, you're probably not going to speak to the same person that you met with the first time you buy your house,
Yeah.
and then 20 years later when you're looking at refinancing, or even when you're paying off your home, you're probably going to speak to multiple different individuals.
And that relationship's not going to carry over.
It won't carry over. So the continuing education aspect that we have to go through is strenuous. And like, we've got to make sure that we're fully on board if we want to continue to do business with specific lenders, for sure.
I find, this is just my take on mortgage brokers, and it's not for you per se. I find that a lot of first-time home buyers are afraid to pick up the phone and make that phone call.
Yes.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
And I don't know where those barriers can be alleviated a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think other than showing the more human side, that you're just there having a conversation.
Yeah.
And if it's something that you can do to help them, you will. And I've liked that in the past that you have assisted clients in getting them on that path. You'll take somebody who is just a renter, and I honestly, some of them, I don't think that they were ever going to be able to buy. And you have said, okay, you need to do A, B, C, and D, and then we'll reevaluate it. And then, okay, you go like further on, and then all of a sudden, okay, now it's time.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people struggle. They think that their first house has to be their forever house.
Correct. Yeah.
Because I've moved 4 times.
Yeah. I've moved
And I'm sure
5
that's
or
not
6,
going
yeah.
to be I'm sure it's not the end of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I hope mine is my last. I joke with my wife that my grave is in the backyard, but we'll see.
I just want smaller is what I want.
Yeah.
But more or less stairs. I have 46 stairs in our house.
Yeah. Yeah, stairs suck.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, we have 3 floors, so
But
that's
going
enough.
back to your point on first-time buyers,
Yeah.
I've seen them, like I said, well, I've been doing this for 18 years now. And I have definitely seen an uptick in first-time home buyers actually, approaching brokers rather than going to the
Oh,
bank.
yeah. I think
Which
that's
is
the
nice.
traditional way because that's the way their parents
Correct.
did it, or not
Yeah.
necessarily their parents, maybe my parents.
Yes,
Like, I think it is a generational thing.
absolutely.
And I think
so.
that I think a lot of people actually don't even know that they can go to the bank and talk to a mortgage person.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the other
Because I
differences.
find the banks actually have pushed people for that personal connection away.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with you. I think what these first-time home buyers really love when it comes to at least working with me is the education that we give them throughout the process and how accessible I am to them. Like they love being able to pick up the phone on a Saturday or
I
Sunday.
love that about you.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, if I'm struggling or I have a question about somebody or a property, I'm like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah.
You'll say, maybe not this one.
Yeah.
Like, I like that about you because you give me the confidence with my clients.
I like to get things off my plate right away because if I don't, I will forget about it and then I'll hate myself for forgetting about it. So I'm on 7 days.
Right at that minute.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice you'd give someone who's just starting to think about buying a house?
Piece of advice is get a pre-approval ASAP, pull your credit score, see what's going on, because a lot of the times there may be issues with your credit that you're unaware of. And the sooner you know about it, the sooner that we can fix it and we can get you into a position where you can confidently offer on a property. So definitely my biggest piece of advice is you can never start too early. Get the process started, pull the application, pull the bureau, get a plan together and work your way towards putting in the offer.
Okay. Can you, with or without sharing any names, can you tell us a little story about someone that was a really great success story of someone that you helped?
Well, there's lots of success stories. I mean, we've worked with one set of clients, I think it was almost 4 years before they purchased a new property. And we started with them relatively pretty young. I think this individual that I'm speaking of was 16 at the time. They really wanted to know what their options and what their numbers were. And at the time, at 16, you've got
Well, I don't think you're legally even allowed to buy a property at 16.
no. Well, that's how like eager they were, and I think they
Yeah.
were pushed from their parents. Like their parents were really pushing them to get them to know.
So when the
what's
time
going on.
came that they were ready.
And the parents were there to help co-sign if needed. And it wasn't until they were almost 20, I think 19. And by that time, he had a great job. He worked for a naval base. So he was on the waters often for like months at a time. And he had a girlfriend. And then we didn't need the parents to co-sign, but he was ready. And like he knew exactly what he wanted. He had all his documents in place. And
He had a plan.
He had a plan and he executed. And what he was able to get at 19 years old, 18 years doing this kid was, now he's not a kid anymore, but phenomenal.
Wow.
He impressed
And
me.
have you sold or helped him purchase multiple properties at this point?
You know what? He bought a detached home on.
So he's bought his forever home.
To him, it might be,
Yeah.
but we'll see. This is an anomaly, though. It just doesn't happen.
No, that's what I mean. I know that it doesn't.
Yeah.
With interest rates being such a hot topic right now, what is something that home buyers or homeowners should be focusing on instead of just that number or that rate itself?
Instead of rate, what else to focus on? Definitely the product and the lender and penalties. You want to, I fully believe mitigating your penalty exposure is one of the more important aspects. Not the entire, picture, but it's definitely an important aspect to consider. Just because you'll never be able to predict what's going to happen tomorrow. So you want to be able to break your mortgage, sell your property, refinance to get out of debt, whatever the situation is, and it ultimately ending up costing you the least amount of money possible. So I personally think that penalties and exposure to penalties and what they are is one of the more important things to consider when it comes to mortgages.
And do you suggest that people constantly be looking at what their mortgages, like not necessarily with you, because I know that you do make those phone calls. Okay, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Your mortgage is coming due. Like I do know that you do those kind of phone calls, but somebody who's not had a mortgage worked on by you, and should they constantly be watching what their penalties are, or be familiar with that? Like, do you suggest that? Or is it not too much to focus on that?
I don't think you should focus on it. Ultimately, I think you should know like what to expect, and you're gonna know what to expect upfront when you take your term and your product and you enter into the mortgage. And what I do think everybody should do is at least pick up the phone and speak to your broker once a year, if not multiple times a year. Like I welcome the conversation with my clients all the time, especially my clients that are in variable rate mortgages. And the ones that do eventually want to lock in, like I can't tell everybody to lock in. I can't
You
tell
don't know when that's right for them.
Well, that's the thing, right? I don't know. It's not a one size fits all model for everybody, and everyone's in different stages of their life.
Yeah.
So and those clients specifically, I said, if you're unsure, or if you're afraid, or if you got anxiety and you don't know what's going to happen, call me. If it's once a month, if it's every couple of weeks, you're not going to bother me. We can reassess and reevaluate, and we can see what's best for you at that time.
You're not going to be like, oh, so-and-so calling me. Darn.
No. I actually look forward to it.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. So now we're getting into the BNI stuff.
Okay.
So we essentially met through the BNI chapter.
Yep.
And what's it actually? The BNI Golden Horseshoe? What is ours called?
Ours is a BNI Integrity Network.
Okay.
In the Golden Horseshoe.
We met through the BNI Integrity Networking in the Golden Horseshoe.
Oh, at the Golden Horseshoe is the area.
Yeah, but what's ours called?
BNI Integrity Networking.
But isn't that what? Oh no, that is what ours is called.
That's the name of our chapter. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Okay, so maybe you say that so that I won't mess it up.
So we met. Me and Kelly met. It's got to be back in 2019. We met. So it'll be 6 years shortly. We met through BNI, and our chapter of BNI here in Halton Hills is BNI Integrity Networking. So yeah.
Can you share a little bit how the BNI program or system has impacted your business?
BNI has been phenomenal for my business, just because one, it's given me more of a well-known name in the community, but also with respect to being able to help my clients, giving them good quality referrals that I know and that I can trust. That if someone needs an insurance broker or a real estate agent, I'm going to give them your information, Kelly, or I'm going to give them the insurance broker's information, and I know they're going to be treated without any issues whatsoever, and they're going to handle their file like as if I would handle their file.
I don't know about you, but I find it's kind of like having all those people in my back pocket that I can constantly call on. And I feel like that they're also like your cheerleaders, and I'm their cheerleaders as well, because I've seen their business and I've seen their ethics.
Absolutely. It's like your own sales force. You are training the people in your group to know what you do intimately, because you're meeting with them every week. And that way you're essentially building up your own sales force, so that when they're out, working on their own businesses and they're interacting with their clients, and then the topic of real estate comes up, like, oh, I've got a great real estate agent.
Yeah.
Here's her contact information. Right. It's just, it's excellent.
I just can't, like, how many times people within the group have gotten myself or even clients out of other pickles.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
at the 11th hour.
Yes.
You can really lean on members.
Or like I need flooring put in at the last minute, and it's
or a plumbing issue, electrical issue. Like it's significant, especially in your line of work. That's a massive benefit.
Yeah, for sure. What is one of your favorite parts about being in BNI or referral based business or group like BNI?
Well, one, like this group particularly, we've got a great relationship. So not only, have I built a great professional networking group, but I've also cultivated like some really close friendships from that, which has been really nice. And like I touched on before, it's like you have your own dedicated sales force. So you have people singing your praises constantly. And the people that are singing your praises are the people that you enjoy to see every week and to hang out with, which is really nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it is definitely a business thing, but it is like cultivating friendships.
It really is.
Like,
that's how you know you've done it right.
Yeah.
Is when you like to be with those people.
And that's one thing, like, I know we get visitors that come to our chapter quite often. And that is one thing that they all say when they leave is that
how close we are.
It feels very different than other BNI chapters because of that.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I've been doing this I've been part of the group for 6 years, and that has been a consistent message. It's not just a one-off. Like, I think every visitor has almost said, which is nice.
What do you think makes collaboration between professionals like us, real estate and mortgage broker, important for clients?
Oh, we are the yin to your yang and vice versa. So like when you are in the thick of it at like 11 o'clock at night, you can call me and I'm going to pick
I
it
do.
up. Like, even if I'm sleeping, I will wake up and, pick it up. So, and likewise, if I have a client, or if I have a client who has a property that they're unsure of a value or something like that, I'm like, I can call you and say, Kelly, here's the address. What do you think the realistic value is? Are we going to have, like, is there an opportunity here?
I like it though too, is that it's not necessarily, well, what am I going to get out of it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it necessarily even for your client. I'm doing it for you.
Yeah. And likewise.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. I think that's
what I feel a lot of that is too, right?
It's great. It's honestly, it's really good.
How does working with trusted professionals like realtors, lawyers, insurance brokers, financial planners, help you create a smoother experience for your clients overall?
You get accurate information. There's no guesswork.
They're not checking ChatGPT to get that info.
They're not checking, although I have checked ChatGPT, but you're getting like solid info, which is nice. And in any situation, you can lean on an expert in that area, and that's ultimately what we are all experts.
That is actually really, really true.
Yeah.
And I find that the people that are in our group are very do what they do at a very high level.
Very good at what
There's not any hobbyists per se that are in our group.
There's no part-time people.
No.
There's, like, they are all in.
Yeah.
This is like their livelihood. This is their profession. These are their businesses, their reputation.
It's who they are, kind of. That's right.
People know me as Mortgage John.
Yeah.
Or John's Mortgages.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's,
and your wife probably, it drives her crazy when she's running around town.
You know what? My wife, when we first got married, she knew nothing about mortgages. And just from listening to me, like countless hours of me on the phone, I swear she could do my job for me now.
Probably.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Why do you think supporting local professionals matters in communities like this in Halton Hills?
Supporting the people in the community where you live, I think, is paramount, because, like, you're directly seeing I picture you can see.
No, but like really, because even like what we were talking about, how we give back to our community, you can see how it affects your community.
Yeah.
Like,
you want people to prosper around you, and if you're giving business to people that live in your community, they're going to do well. And in translation,
and it makes it a better community itself to live in for you and your family, right? And everybody else's family. Yeah.
I fully, wholeheartedly agree with that.
And honestly, I was thinking about this not too long ago, because the situation that's gone on with my husband's family, and you sit there and go, would I want to live anywhere else?
Yeah.
And like, you start thinking, okay, say that possibility was out there, but
where would you
go?
Yeah.
And like, I can't think of anywhere else that I would want to go.
Yeah, especially here in the area. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Like, we're so close to everything here, right?
A beach is nice, but
a little bit warmer weather in the dead of winter, I could handle that. But.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah. So what do you love most about the clients that you serve in this area?
Oh, they're just all really good, down-to-earth people. And
they're from all walks of life too, right? Don't you find that? Like, it's not
young, old, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very fortunate that pretty much everybody that I've done business with, I like. Right. So, and I hope they can say the same about me. I hope they like me and enjoy doing business with me. So that's, not everyone can say that.
No. And I think that does go to what we were talking about before, that I think people who like, know, and trust you will do business with you.
I agree.
Yeah. Like,
absolutely.
I don't want to do business with people that I don't like. Right. Because well, even in our business, I spend a lot of time with some of our clients.
Yep.
I have one client that I think I've almost spent 2 years looking at houses with. And if I didn't like them or they didn't like me, it would be a very painful relationship.
Well, you spend intimate time with them.
Yeah.
Like my time with my clients, it's over the phone or through email most of the time. We're not going out looking at properties or meeting at a restaurant or, so that's a very different relationship for you. And like the clients that, we're fortunate to work together with, They've been amazing, and they all speak volume. They speak very highly of you too, which is nice.
But that's what I think though. Like I think because we have the same mindset.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if you could describe the local housing market in 3 words. And I know you were saying local, so Halton Hills, but like I say you can do like say Ontario per se, if that makes it a little bit easier for you. But what would you say? And that
3 words?
could be right now. We can change this later on. I'm not going to hold you to this like 2 years from now.
Okay. So the 3 words I have are a mixed bag.
Oh,
Because like it is all over the place.
it is.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Fun, that's for sure.
What is your coffee order?
Medium 2 cream.
That's me too.
Yeah, love it.
But I've kind of now been asking for half decaf because
Too much caffeine.
I'm just like in bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm wide awake.
I'm addicted to coffee.
Yeah, I used to be able to drink like 3 pots a day, but
yeah,
no. If you had one piece of life advice to give,
okay,
what would it be?
Oh man, don't be an asshole. Can I say that?
Yeah,
Can
sure.
I say? Yeah, like so. And I've said this to my wife many times. I have done more mortgages for friends that I grew up with or went to high school with that I can't even count. And if I was an asshole in high school, they would not be calling me in my 30s and in my late 30s. So, and that's what I kind of
But
pass
I
on
tell
to my
that to my
kids.
kids and stuff. Like even now, especially think about the things that would have been recorded on social media when we were young.
Yeah,
Thank God they weren't.
yeah.
But like everything is recorded. I constantly like not that my kids are bad by any stretch of the imagination, but
you got to think about it now.
always have to be mindful of that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and don't be a jerk. Yeah.
So one thing first-time home buyers always forget to budget for.
Oh, so if they're buying with less than 20% down and there's a CMHC insurance premium on the mortgage, you have to pay the taxes on that insurance premium as part of your closing costs. And nobody budgets for that. And nobody even knows about that.
I can say I didn't know about that.
So the premium gets, the actual premium
Yeah.
gets added to your mortgage balance. That's not out of pocket. But the taxes, the government likes to tax
Once
that
their
premium,
chunk at the end.
and that's out of pocket, part of closing costs.
Good to know. I did not know that myself. Best mortgage advice that you can give in 10 seconds.
In 10 seconds? Right now, go variable.
Okay.
I hope.
If you are self-employed and worry about getting a mortgage,
Mhm.
what are you need to know?
Self-employed, looking at getting a mortgage, you got to plan well in advance, because banks are going to look at your past 2 years of taxable income to be able to determine what your future income is going to be. So they're going to look at the past to be able to determine what you're going to earn in the future, and they're going to qualify you based on the income that you claim and that you pay tax on, not your gross, your net. So your gross is the total number at the end of the year, and then after write-offs and expenses and all that stuff, that's your net income. That's the income that a bank is going to look at to qualify you on a mortgage. And they're going to do a 2-year average, right? So the past 2 years, so in this case, it'd be 24 and 23 tax years. They've got to be close enough and good enough, and the average has to be enough to be able to qualify you for a mortgage.
So planning is
Planning is key.
Yeah.
But I'll think about that.
One thing I do like about your position or your job, and that I have, is that you could do your job anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, that is.
I choose to do it here, though.
Yeah. Oh, I like that you choose to do it here. But like, I know that I had a lady who was living in Portugal for a little bit doing mortgages. I was like, you're where?
Yep. Yeah, I don't think I've had a vacation in the past 18 years where I haven't worked on vacation.
Me neither.
Like you just can't turn it off, right?
No.
But I theoretically could work anywhere. But we do have an office here in Glen Williams in Georgetown. We do meet clients in person for the clients that do want to meet. Before COVID, I was meeting 99% of clients, and I was going to homes, and they were going to their houses, and they were coming into the office. And but since COVID, nobody wants to meet me, and I don't take that personally. But if you want to come in, you're more than welcome.
I want to hear. Here's how BNI has helped my business grow and my network.
Mm-hmm. So definitely, it's given me a reputable name in town. It's allowed me to leverage true professionals to be able to add value and to service my clients, and vice versa. Like when I'm looking at giving their contact information, I know that I can confidently be rest assured that they're going to do the utmost or best job.
I'm getting off track here a little bit from what we originally had talked about. Was though, can you explain a little bit about how a BNI meeting is structured, what it is structured about, how often we meet? Because we haven't really gone over that.
So at BNI, we meet 50 times a year. We get 2 weeks off for Christmas. We meet every Thursday, and we meet at the Norwell United Church. We also do a virtual meeting every other week as well. So it's a hybrid. So it's in person from 6 o'clock to 7 p.m. We get together, we order dinner, we basically tell everybody about our week and what kind of business we're looking for and the clients we're looking for, and how we can help each other. And yeah, and then the virtual meetings are very much structured the same way, except we're virtual, we're online.
Well, we have a small portion where people might do a presentation.
Yep.
And then at the end of that, then we pass around referrals or give each other pieces of business, and we track that as well. And I think our chapter does pretty darn good comparison to some other chapters as well, correct?
We hold ourselves accountable. And in terms of like, our chapter is pretty small from the number of individuals or members, but the amount of business that we pass between our members is substantial. It's not, it's not nothing. It's definitely a good amount of business being passed. But yeah, everyone's expected to stand up in the meeting. You've got like 45 seconds to a minute to tell everybody what you do, what kind of business you're looking for, maybe a did you know, to help educate people on your business. And then we're also looking to stand up a second time and just letting them know about who we have a referral for that week. And we talk on that referral. We elaborate as to how that transpired, or how this person was able to help that person. And then every week we do have a featured speaker. So we go through like the order. Next week it'll be my turn, and I'm going to do a larger presentation to the group and really do a deep dive on mortgages, maybe a specific presentation on rental properties or self-employed individuals or bankruptcies and stuff like that. And everybody will have a chance to do that.
And question and answers at the end too,
and
right?
Question and answers, yeah.
So the average meeting is only about an hour though, correct?
Hour.
Which is kind of nice that you're in and out kind of.
Very quick.
What is the number one thing that helps buyers feel confident in this market?
Getting all your financial ducks in a row. And I've said this before. I think I've said this like 3 or 4 times, but I can't stress how important it is to do the legwork up front. Because like, if you have the financing piece and that's not on your mind, you can go in with your best foot forward and know you're going to be successful.
Okay, one other thing that's not on there that you've talked about several times, and I've wanted to catch you on camera talking about this.
Uh-oh.
Can you please explain how there's like a mass amount of people this year who have to renew their mortgages, and explain that and that whole situation? Because I know that a lot of people are in that situation, but they don't realize that they're not alone either.
So I don't know what the statistic is, but it's a wild number in terms of the renewals that are happening in 2025 and 2026. Let's just throw out 60% of all mortgages or whatnot. It's a big number though. And for a lot of those people that are renewing, they got their mortgages back in 2020 and 2021 when mortgages were ultra low. And some of them locked in at like a 199, 175, 209, 249 rate. And now, thankfully, rates have come down significantly over the past year, and they're hopefully, knock on wood, projected to continue to come down. But for the ones that are renewing right now, you are probably going from a 2% rate to, let's call it, a 4% rate. Does that mean your mortgage payments are going to double? No. Your mortgage payments are going to increase slightly. So nothing to panic about, but there's definitely going to be an increase. Now you can look at options to kind of curb that increase. You can look at, refinancing, extending the amortization a little bit to lower your monthly payments, and then you can catch up on the payments later on. So when rates come down, you can elect to pay more and speed up the amortization. So there are ways and avenues and options to like cushion the blow on a renewal, but that's definitely been a significant source.
And how far out should people pick up a phone and call somebody like yourself?
4 months.
Okay.
120 days. You can lock in a rate. If the rates continue to get better, we are going to continue to update those rates right up until a week, couple days before closing. And the sooner you do it, the better. Even if you're like 6 months out, I don't think that's a problem. Get prepared.
Plan.
Yeah.
You've said that a lot.
I said that a lot. I'm a planner. Just for mortgages. If you ask my wife, everything else in life, definitely not a planner. She is. But
All right. You're all done.
thank you.
All right.
Great.
High five.
That was awesome.